Mega Dads Live is a mature-rated podcast. It's for the Mega Dads, the Mega Moms, but not the Mega Kids. So put on those earmuffs and let's go!
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another exciting episode of Mega Dads Live. I have big news. Adam's not here again. He's getting a second vasectomy. He said, quote, "I need to be sure." And I said, "Adam, what?" And he said, "I need to be sure." But worry not, we have the newest Mega Dads contributor here, Eric, aka WickedWoodrow. It's WickedWoodrow, right?
I think so. I think for this 5 years of my midlife crisis, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I had like a couple different handles, a couple different personas over the years. I am Antonio, aka HypeCaster, and you are listening. And I want to thank you because if you've been listening for years, for like 11 years or whatever it is, or, one episode, you're welcome here. We want to give you a little bit of a bright, shiny ray of light in the shitstorm that is life. We're going to be talking about gaming. We're going to be talking about things that we could recommend to make your life a little bit better. It's going to be fun. Fun fact, have not met Eric before. This is like a arranged marriage, so to speak.
It kind of feels like one, like we're in a little chapel in Vegas or something, and it's going down.
I'm lifting the veil, and I see Eric, and he's in front of me here, and we are now best friends, so it's great.
Step Brothers reference. Insert Step Brothers reference.
What part?
Did we become just best friends?
We are best friends. We have so much room here for activities in your unfinished basement behind you.
Can we build bunk beds?
So this is going to be a kick-ass room. Is this your man cave in the future? Or is this what is this going to be?
So where I'm sitting right now, I actually have two desks, and it's an absolute children's war zone down here.
Yeah.
At the moment, it's kind of just like where we come to kill time. But yeah, it'll be a couple bedrooms, bathroom, and behind me will be a huge family room, big TV. One of the bedrooms will be turned into kind of a man cave, streaming, gaming, like place I can go to just be. Because
amazing.
when we had, I should have taken Adam's life track and had the vasectomy because we had the second one unexpectedly, and I had to give up everything I had upstairs, built, and come down to this unfinished dungeon. So yeah, someday it'll be something. I don't know if the world wasn't such a shitstorm and borrowing money wasn't so expensive and kind of scary to do, it would be done. I could do it myself, but time.
Wow. That was going to be my next question. For those of you who are audio listening, Eric is in the middle of a big unfinished room. It looks like it's going to be beautiful when it's all done. Right now, it's just kind of like, some support beams and studs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You can do this stuff. Like if I told you, hey, I need some drywall, could you put up a wall or
I could get the wall up. I could. Yeah, it would take me some. I would need your help getting the wall up, but we could get it, taped and mudded. And I'm not doing the sanding. As an asthmatic, there's no way. I mean, it's just time. Honestly, you can do anything if you have the time. I'm a firm believer in that. Look at YouTube. Look at AI. All the things it can teach you to do. But again, I'd rather play video games and sleep when I can.
100%. So a quick get to know you question in the spirit of the game we're going to be talking about today, Donkey Kong Bananza. I wanted to ask you if you're a Donkey Kong fan. Do you have any roots with the franchise?
Yeah. Interestingly enough, I have memories of my childhood. My parents were split, and every time I would go to my dad's for the weekend, he always bought me the newest, latest, and greatest consoles for birthdays or Christmas or whatever. And I remember having a Super Nintendo, and I remember playing the OG Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, and 3, and just beating those games to death. And then when the 64 came out, or the Nintendo 64 came out, I remember the 3D. I don't know if you want to call it a platformer, Donkey Kong open world type experience. I don't think I beat it, but I appreciated it, if
Yeah,
that makes sense.
100%.
He's never really been like my favorite character. Like if I'm playing Mario Kart or Smash or something, I'm not picking Donkey Kong.
Mhm.
However, this game might change that.
Yeah.
That viewpoint of Donkey Kong, like he's kind of a badass, man.
Yeah, he's come into his own. It's like a new era. Like I'm not the biggest Donkey Kong fan. Like he's got like, this aura about him. He's always been like
Hmm.
a Hulk smash, like kind of like whoops, my Alexa's talking. There's like a Hulk smash like aspect to it, but the prior games, like he's had those standouts, and the SNES Donkey Kong Country games for
Hmm.
the visuals being so like jaw dropping for the time with the
Oh
technology they
yeah,
were using, and then just the visual tricks they were doing, and then the soundtrack, like you can't, like it's almost like Sonic to me. Like I'm not the biggest Sonic fan,
yeah,
but I can listen to like the top 25 Sonic tracks like on a loop. So
absolutely. It's iconic. You know that music when it hits. You can always remember it like Cranky Kong, Diddy Kong,
yeah,
Trixie.
oh my god,
So
yeah.
yeah, I guess it has like a little bit of an imprint on my gaming life when I first was growing up, and I actually had the thought yesterday watching my 5-year-old play it, and I thought this is what they get to form their childhood gaming memories around.
Yes, yes.
Inundated with a world of choice and way too many options. That's kind of why we're a Nintendo family first, because they get to experience this. And this is like, I don't know, we'll get into it, but it's a exciting game, I think, for the Switch too.
Yeah, absolutely. My daughter's 5 as well, and this she's played a couple things. She played like Mario Kart World. She's
Hmm.
played this. She hasn't played like too many games. She played the Bluey game. She's
Yeah,
played like
didn't you say she beat it
yeah.
in one sitting?
No, well, I mean, she was like she was chewing at that, like she would not put it down. So she's done a bit. So not she doesn't have like a big eclectic background in gaming for her
Sure.
early
She's
career.
5.
But
She's 5.
I was thinking the same thing as she was sitting there laughing her head off playing Donkey Kong Bonanza. I was like, this is like one of her first memories, is like this amazing experience. That's crazy.
That world, yeah, my 5-year-old, he's beaten Mario Odyssey several times. I've
Are
actually
you
never beaten
serious
it.
right
Yeah,
now?
dude, he's wicked. I actually had a babysitter over yesterday, so I could just be. And they were playing my Switch 2, or our Switch 2, rather. He was kicking her butt in Mario Kart World. She's 14. She's a gamer. He was beating her in Smash Brothers. Mind you, he's beaten Odyssey several times. He's beaten this Ben 10 game. He's like a whiz, and he just found Roblox, which
Whoa.
that seems like an open world pedophile thing, but whatever. Yeah, so it's really amazing to watch them, how they, yeah,
I
they
had I
music.
had no idea you could do that at 5 years old, be like proficient at like a 3D platformer. Like
Right.
that's insane. So to clear it up, you beat Donkey Kong Country 1, 2,
Oh
and
yeah.
3.
Yes.
That's super impressive. Like those are hardcore games. Like that is not easy to do. Like my buddy Clay is a big Donkey Kong fan. He can beat like the first world of Donkey Kong Country 1 like blindfolded. I've seen him do it. I think that's the one he can do blindfolded just by like the sound. So it's like pretty amazing. So I look up to you now. You have amazing gamer street cred for beating those games.
Yeah.
That's some hardcore stuff. Let's get into it. We're going to go right into our game section talking about Donkey Kong Bonanza. Donkey Kong Bonanza is a 2025 platformer game developed and published by Nintendo exclusively for the Nintendo Switch 2.
Yes,
Eric,
sir.
this is basically the crown jewel of my Switch 2 library now. I was I was lukewarm on the idea of Mario Kart World going in because I wasn't the biggest Mario Kart fan. I wasn't the person like saying 5, 8 years later, let's play Mario Kart Deluxe. Let's have fun doing that. I'm like, we've been playing this for years. It's not even that good. There's the blue shell ruining everything. So Donkey
Hmm.
Kong, like, it's a breath of fresh air. Like World surprised me. It was way better than I thought it was going to be. I still go back and play it, but I really wanted that meaty, like, experience, like this game that I was just going to get lost in. And I'm a huge Mario Odyssey fan. Like, finding moon after moon and exploring, there was just something about it. And this game just completely scratches that itch. I'm blown away, but I want to get your thoughts. Eric, what do you think about
Yeah.
Donkey Kong
Gosh,
Bananza?
it's interesting because like I alluded to the fact that I never beat Odyssey, full disclosure, and I don't really know why. I really really liked it upon launch. I think I got just past the city level back in the day, when I was playing it, and then kind of my 4 or 5 year old at the time took over it, and so I just watched him play it and enjoyed it. You know, sometimes that gamer voyeurism fulfills the same need as playing it.
Yeah.
But Donkey Kong, I was like really apprehensive when I bought the Switch 2. I'm not the biggest Mario Kart guy either. It's fun, and I think it's great with people. It's one of those games that if there's 4 people sitting around your house and you want to do something, it's a great, great title for that, kind of like Mario Party. But my Switch 2 was the Tears of the Kingdom remaster, Breath of the Wild remaster machine. I plowed through. Yeah, that's all I've done since I've got my Switch 2. So bring in Donkey Kong. I pre-ordered it. I knew I was going to get it because all first-party Nintendo games we usually get. And I thought to myself, well, I just don't. I didn't watch any of the direct. I didn't watch any of the other than the first trailer, because I wanted to experience the game kind of like when you experience a new world for the first time. Like I equivalent it to when I played Elden Ring. I had never played a Souls game ever. And I remember that feeling of like, what do I do? Where do I go? New gameplay mechanics. And that's kind of what this is, although this is a bit of a mashup. You know, there's some Tears of the Kingdom, some Odyssey elements, some Hulk Smash elements. I, I, it feels maybe a little Astrobot platformer.
Hmm.
I don't know. It's really good so far. My expectations have been surpassed, and it was a great use of money.
I
You know,
I
sometimes you don't get that vibe when you buy a game.
100%. Like, I'm usually like, I love hype. I love the anticipation of things, but usually things don't live up to hype. Like, that's
Uh,
just the way things go. Now, to me, like you, I was going in trying to go in fairly blind. I did end up watching the direct because we reacted to it, and that was like
yeah.
my most exposure to things. And even then I was like trying to look away, like I didn't want all the details. I think I stopped like the last few minutes, but it was just like this game exceeded my expectations and I think lives up to the hype. When I had
Oh,
first
it
seen
does.
reviews, it's like getting lauded, and it's I was like, okay, is this just getting a Nintendo 10 like some games get because it's Nintendo and they seem to get an extra point or two sometimes? I can tell all listeners right now that this is extremely good. And like you were saying, it's a mix. You have an open world element where you're going down deeper and deeper in the layers of the planet, and each one is like themed, and you are
Right.
able to traverse in crazy ways. You're able to climb like in Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. And then for me, my favorite part was how much like Odyssey it is, because the secret sauce
Yes.
there is there's always something to find, and the exploration is rewarding, and it takes like, oh, I wonder if I can make this jump, and then you do, and then it seems like there's going to be just one little like item there. Instead, it just leads to this whole like other area that you can explore, and it's like another like 30-minute like sandbox, and that blew me away. I was like, "Oh, I found this thing and I think it's going to be an item and it's a new area." And I was like,
Oh
"No
yeah.
way." Like I'm over here thinking all of my friends who are playing it, who are now on levels like 3, 4, 5, like keep going. I'm like,
Hmm.
I want to tell them, but I kind of don't want to tell them. Like, if you were to explore the first level and you find something in particular, there's a whole area you don't even know about. And I'm like, I bet you didn't find it because I was like just randomly looking around. That's my favorite aspect of the game is this like zen you get into. Like I spent 2 hours, even though like I had a huge headache, I was tired, I couldn't stop playing. I spent like 2 hours just exploring. And as I was doing it, I was finding like worthwhile items. I was finding things that were just like jaw dropping. It was very, very interesting. So for you to kind of frame the conversation,
Mm.
what is your one surprising thing so far? The one thing that you weren't expecting that is just stand out that you're like, wow, I didn't think they would do this and this surprised me. What do you think?
So, given I didn't expose myself to the direct and much of the marketing material, I didn't really know until this past week about the RPG, skill screen for DK.
Yes.
That to
100%.
me took it to another level. It said, all right, this game is for everybody, whether you're 5 years old or 50 years old. But it really, like, it feels like a love letter to us, like, millennial or, in that, 1980 to 1990 year frame of like, it's taken everything that's been so monumental about gaming and just jam packed it in. But for me, RPGs have just taken over my life. Like I don't even know how many. I mean, it feels like Skyrim in a way. Like there's that skill tree, and I love that you can actually build out your character. Now, because I'm what I call on a dad clock, I haven't taken the time to be as thorough as possible. I suspect this game will get multiple replays and some completion esque thing. But yeah, that skill tree really was like, yeah, where should I spend these? What do they call it? Banana energy, or
So
what are they calling those?
there's there's like 4 or 5 currencies, and the
Yes.
main one, the big shiny banana, I
Hmm.
do not remember what it's called. I know they named it something weird, like
It's like banana energy or something like that. It like
it's
rolls off the tongue if you can get it right.
it's
But yeah,
something. But yeah, the more you
that,
collect of those, once you collect 5, it gives you a skill point, and that
yeah.
surprised me as well. Like amazing. Yeah,
And beating a boss gives you, like, if you beat a layer,
yeah.
aka level boss, you get more bananas. But I left several of these layers thinking, how many bananas did I leave behind? My one thing with that is I could see it being, if you do it to a completionist style, which I don't think there's any wrong way to play a game, could you get technically overpowered too fast with the abilities in the skill tree?
Hmm.
Because it seems like the game is structured, especially in an Odyssey format, to kind of, as you progress through the levels, you have to talk to one of the NPCs, and they either like give you a new ability or a way to spend gold. Um, but could you have too many weapons per se to, maybe take on this boss that shouldn't be as easy? But that would be my only like fear is it balanced enough if you do play it in a completionist style?
It's
Um,
yeah. To that point, like I
or do they just give you just enough as you go?
I I
I don't know.
approached the game in a way where I was like got into I didn't want to advance to the next layer until I found everything. I didn't know I was going to play that way, but I just kind of got hooked. And
Yeah.
like you, once I found out that you can collect the bananas to unlock skills, it was over. Like I just kept going and kept getting bananas, and I think there's like single bananas and then a bunch of 3 at a time that you can
Yes.
find sometimes. So I was unlocking a lot of skill points at a fairly steady clip. So it's not it takes quite a few bananas and quite a few skill points to
Right.
unlock the next thing. Like some of them will say you need 3 skill points, which is like basically the equivalent of 15
15
bananas. So,
bananas. Yep.
and some of the skills are locked behind progression as well. So one of them is you can punch through terrain and become stronger, and it will take 1 hit instead of 2 to break through terrain that is level 2 strength. So it'll say
Yeah,
you
each
can
layer
unlock
has
this. Yeah.
strength.
So the
Yep.
next one is, oh, you can get stronger, and now you can break through level 3-star, like ground and concrete and all this stuff.
Hmm.
Like you can get stronger, but it's linked to the stars. So basically, even if I would unlock it, it's not useful until the next layer.
Until you get
So
to the layer. See, I
yeah,
wondered if they like had a balancing system in
yeah,
there, and
it's
they do.
pretty
They do.
good.
You're right. I had got to, I think, the third layer last night. After we got home, I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna play for like an hour." And it's the type of game that you look up at the clock and you're like, "Oh shit, it's midnight."
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
don't. I love my sleep, so I try to be well rested and be the best for my kids and for myself and for my spouse and for the world around me. Because if I don't get enough sleep, I'm a grouch. I'm sure you
Yeah.
can relate. But yeah, I didn't want to stop playing, and honestly, I'm super hyped that we're talking about this game at the first thing of Saturday because all I want to do is turn on my Switch and just disappear.
100%.
Obviously
Yeah.
that doesn't happen on weekends for me, but yeah, it's wild. Like, and I love, like you mentioned, the extra currencies. Gold seems plentiful, so don't think you have to get every inch of gold in every layer if you're playing this for the first time, because there's a lot of it. I do notice that things are starting to cost more in
Mhm.
gold as I progress, so it'll be interesting to see if I'm like having to go farm gold at some point or farm fossils. I don't know if you found fossils yet, but
Yes.
they're the aesthetic currency, and that little shop, I need it all. I
I
need it
was
all.
so
I need green
surprised.
monkey, blue
Yeah.
monkey, pink monkey. Apparently there's a zebra monkey my 5-year-old knows about because he's watched all the stuff, but I
I
don't know if
did
that's
not
true.
I did not know you were going to be able to customize the look. Like they have like an equip system, so it's like you can change the fur color, the tie, the suspenders or pants or whatever. So you start out naked and it's like, "Oh, nothing wrong with that." Like
And
you're
Pauline, you can customize Pauline too.
it's insane. Like I didn't know it was gonna be there, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, "Oh my god!" Like to me, that's worth it. Like I want,
Oh
like
yeah.
you, I'm like, I need to unlock all of them. I need to like just see them.
Yes.
I don't know why, but not only that, but the unlocks, they change your visuals, but they have perks. So it's
I
like,
did
oh,
not know that.
if you unlock these pants, you swim faster. If you upgrade the pants, you do
Oh, of
this.
course they did. That's very Zelda. That's very of the last generation of Zelda of them. And honestly, that's what I'm saying is this is a meglamation of all the things that makes gaming in the last, I don't know, 15 years great, maybe 20 years.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got the terrain, the terraforming is a little Minecraft element, and I think
Oh
my
my
son
god.
really
Yeah.
likes that. Those camera angles or something though. They can get to be a little wonky.
I'm glad you brought it up.
Like my
My
one or two criticisms is I have two.
I have yeah, I have about two as well. My most surprising thing was the move set and the
Yeah.
the fact that he can do so many things. Like at first, like my criticism was like twofold. So the controls seem unintuitive to me at first. For the first 20
Yes.
minutes, I was lost. I was like, wait, this button does this button does this. But then when I sat down with it the second time, I was just on autopilot and I knew how to go smash up, smash down,
Right.
forward, how to
Pro tip,
throw things.
flip your A and B.
Oh
There's a
my
setting
god,
in
yeah.
there's a setting in the control system settings of the
Yes.
game to flip your A and B because then it feels just a little more intuitive to jumping like in Odyssey. So you basically get the Odyssey controls,
Yeah.
and I did it last night, and it changed. It took me about 30 minutes to reacquaint, but it really made it a little bit more intuitive, enjoyable. But yeah, that moveset is crazy. Like you can spin on a piece of the terraformed. Feels like
Yes.
you're shield surfing in Zelda. Like
Yes, shield surfing basically, yeah.
it's so. And then like the game, I like that the game kind of gives you some foreshadowing of you should probably try to use this ability in this area, but it doesn't hold your hand. And that's my favorite part of like gaming nowadays is like when games just say go, figure it out.
Yes,
And this
100%.
does that.
That was my most surprising thing. I feel like the move set was just he can do so many things and it all works and gels together. The fact that he can auto climb on like most things, it I
Yes.
think saves the whole thing. Like for some reason, digging down and then just very easily being able to climb up the same tunnel that you dug
Right.
makes it work. Whereas it must have been hard to find the balance when you can destroy so much of the land, dig, do jumps, roll, like smash roll. There's just so much
I
stuff.
know, like ZL like does that rolling thing,
Yeah.
and you can take out enemies, or you can get through goop faster, or yeah, it's really wild the level of intricacy that they put into like this team, and really no one knew about it until the Switch 2 dropped, until
It,
they decided. So what's like what are they cooking up next? It's gonna be if they. I mean, this jury's a little still out for me, but it's probably close to a real 10.
yes, a
The
real 10. I
story,
agree.
the story, I'm very curious. Like I like how it's hinted at, and it's new, right? Like when you go into a Mario game or a Zelda game, you know it's Ganon, you know it's Bowser. There may be some little surprises around the way, but like I have no idea who these villains are.
Hmm.
I have no idea their motive. I have
Yeah.
no idea what we're get. I know we have to get to the core,
Yeah.
but I love that like unknown, and yeah, we're in. I think we're in for a treat. It sounds like it's about 20 to 30 hours, depending how you play.
Hmm.
That's a lot of content, and
I
that's
would
just the story.
you can play the game like a level could take you an hour or it could take you
Hmm.
5 hours, and I know
Yeah.
that from experience from slowing down and doing the collectathon. uh my my criticism my biggest criticism is the camera, because as you're digging, it works if you readjust your camera. You get
Yes.
this like see through the terrain, you can still see your silhouette thing happen, which is good. Or you can move the camera within the hole that you've dug if it's large enough, or it kind of simulates that. So there's a
Yeah.
couple different ways you can see, but there is a third option where you can't see jack. You can't
Right.
see anything.
Feels like Mario 64 with the C buttons trying to get
Yeah.
your camera to come with you.
The first level's
That's
notorious for this because it's so like compact, whereas the rest of the levels kind of open. But the first
yeah,
level, I was very worried in the opening area. I'm like, I can't see what the hell's going on. And it
yeah.
does crop up from time to time. I would say like 10-15% of the time I'm having a camera issue. And I've
Hmm.
kind of learned to like work around it where like to avoid it happening, I'm kind of digging a certain way or adjusting my camera ahead of time because I've kind of learned what the game can do or not. So that's criticism number one, is the camera is not perfect. And I guess because there's not a whole lot of danger yet for me as I'm digging, like there's not like a pit of lava underneath me or anything.
Right.
It doesn't seem to matter because you can quickly recover. Like he's very agile. Like if you can't
Yes.
see, you swing the camera or you start digging until the camera adjusts, and
And the
that's
sonar ability like unlocks
mhm,
like I think a nice, happy medium of saying, okay, yeah, burrow this far into this part of the world.
yeah.
Don't feel like you have to burrow the whole thing out.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. You can see ahead a little bit if you ping with the radar. So I didn't upgrade that yet, and I saw
do
someone
it.
online saying someone's was like, "You have to do it. You don't understand." And I was like, "I don't know. I don't know if I want to make it easier for me to explore because I'm like addicted to exploring." But
Sure.
it's so interesting. The other critique I had is the audio, like
Huh.
the the smashing and grunting is 90% of the game because you're breaking stuff all the time. And he's
Yes.
grunting and you're cracking things, and he's grunting and you're cracking things. And for the first hour it was very grating, and now I don't notice it anymore. But
Same.
I was thinking one of two things. I was like, either they could have made this a different sound that was less grating, maybe
Uh-huh.
even like an addicting sound, like in Mario, like if you're hitting a block and it's crushing a block and it's like crush, 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 crush. And the coin noise, to
Right.
me, picking up gold, breaking the ground, him grunting is not my favorite audio. You know, even when you pick up the bananas, like I'm starting to like it more, but I wanted like a Zelda, like when you open a chest,
Yes,
or
it's
when,
so gratifying.
yeah, like when you get to the end of a tomb and you're like getting you're at the end of a challenge and you have all these iconic sounds in, like in Super Mario 64 when you got a star, right?
Oh yeah.
You remember that. I could hear it in
It
my
wasn't the
head.
same star sound every time either. It was ever so slightly
It was,
different in between the biomes, and
I would
I
love
agree with
that.
you. That's valid. I didn't even actually so I don't always play with sound as a dad. Like
Oh
I
yeah.
will say with Switch 2, you can connect Bluetooth headphones to it very easily and seamlessly. So I play
Mhm.
with sound more than I ever have in my life.
Cool.
Uh, but I didn't take that away, and now I'm going to be looking for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a really unique perspective. I think that's great because now I'm gonna notice, and
And,
I'm sure I'll message you about it and be like, "Yeah, grunting and pounding. That sounds kind of bad, but uh, or maybe it doesn't."
yeah, sounds
I
good to
think my
me.
criticism, my only slight criticism, and I'm a touch shocked,
Yeah.
is there is some occasional performance issues.
Mhm. Mhm.
So as you progress and there's a ton of gold on the screen, or you're terraforming, and or I can't exactly recreate it or pinpoint it in my head where it happened,
Yeah.
but I did see some frame rate drips or drops.
Yeah.
And I suspect that's easily can be remedied in an update or a patch.
Yeah.
But there were a couple instances where I was like, I noticed it enough, and I'm kind of a frame rate whore, where it was slightly detracting from my experience. It sort of broke the immersion. I was like, damn it. Because
Yeah.
like it's like a smartphone. If you're scrolling on a smartphone and you get a big lag drop or a lag spike,
Mhm.
which is rare nowadays with how powerful those things are, but it does detract from the user experience. But
Mhm.
again, not enough to be um I don't think it takes away from the overall experience as an entirety. It's just something I noticed. It
Yeah.
doesn't happen enough, or it's very occasional. But I
Yeah.
did notice it.
It's so much is happening with the destruction and like the colors and the speed of everything that I was assume it was going to be even worse. Honestly, I
Agreed.
I felt like my game was going to crash one time. I was coming from one section of a level to another, and it slowed down so much. Like I'm like, oh, it froze. It's going to
It's
crash.
almost like it's loading in the background as you're
Yeah,
progressing downward. It's actually quite intuitive how they bring you level to level. But I
yeah,
did see that too. There was one where I was layered dropping in a layer, and it felt like all of a sudden I had a paraglider on my back, or the flying
yeah,
suit from Tears of the Kingdom.
yeah. It was
But
very odd. Yeah.
I suspect there will be, like Nintendo does, multiple patches, and it'll get fixed. It's not going to be Pokemon Scarlet or Violet all over again.
What I
The
was
hardware's too powerful.
I'm very impressed by the by what it can do so far. And this game is like is a showcase for like if this is like what's possible. I'm looking forward to what they can do in the future because I think Digital Foundry was talking about it. I'm not the hugest tech person, but they were
Hmm.
saying that they weren't using the DLSS
That's what I heard.
capabilities
They
of
flip
the
that
game.
on, it's going to be fine.
It's insane. Like I don't know how easy it is if they could even flip it on, but in the future, if you're using that technology for other games, when it's necessary or whatever it's going to be, there's tech they're not even using yet, which is very impressive.
Right. Are you
It,
playing docked or are you playing handheld?
I'm playing docked.
Same.
I captured gameplay. I can't wait to play handheld because what I'm told is that it performs better handheld somehow. That's
That
what
would
I
make sense because
heard.
you're not pushing. I mean, I play on a 4K TV. I think we all
Same.
do in
Yeah.
2025. And I have 120 hertz TV, but I don't know if my Switch is ever doing. I don't know what the frames are or whatever, but it doesn't matter. I would suspect it will perform better because you're not having to push 4K or
Yep.
1440p resolution. But how good does the game look?
Oh my
Like
god.
those colors pop. like the textures are on DK are mind blowing. The cutscenes, you're just like, this is a handheld. Let's be real. This is a handheld first.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable what we have in 2025.
Have you run into the enemies where there are it's like almost like they always travel in groups. They're little balls, and the balls
Yes.
are colors, and they're all different colors. When you fight those enemies, it's they come at you as a group, so it's kind of like
Are you talking
interesting
like
because
the little octopus guys?
yeah, like
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
all multicolored. Like that's like
Yes.
the key when you're fighting them. There's like 15, 20 of them at a time, and they're all coming at you, and you're hitting them, and they're all different colors, so it just looks like a piñata just like going everywhere.
Yes.
I was like, there's so many colors on screen right now, and they're all moving, and if you're looking at the enemies, they're emoting, and one of them got on my back and started like shocking me, and I was like, this
Yes.
is awesome.
I
The
know.
I
It's
agree.
and the
Visually,
enemy
it's
variety is
crazy.
great.
Yes, it
Like I
is.
can't every layer seems to bring forth something new and I like that they carry elements from the previous layer to, maybe similar like those guys with the bats with the rocks or the exploding rocks on them.
Yeah.
They kind of evolve as you progress. It it's so good. I'm shocked. Honestly, I'm shocked.
There's so much to talk about of the game. It just keeps delivering. There's so many layers to it. And like we
Pun
have a
intended.
yeah, we have a companion like mini podcast called Switch Talk 2, and we're going to be releasing an episode next week that goes a little deeper. We're going to try to touch on even more of the game. There's plenty to talk about, and I think that we're going to spend a lot of time unpacking this game. Like this isn't a game you can just sit in one Megadad segment for like 30 minutes, an hour, and then just talk about everything. It's that much. You can keep unpacking. And we're both in the starting areas of the game. Like
No, no.
we've begun the game, but we haven't dug into like there's so many skills I haven't seen. There's so many gameplay elements and levels. And like you said with the story, I don't want to spoil it, but like there's like a couple different story things happening. It's the
Yes.
Pauline stuff and like what's going on that's new. And then there's the age old like thing that's driving my friends crazy who are Donkey Kong fans are wait a second, I've seen old characters here. They're
Yes.
alluding to like they're starting to give you the clues of where you are in the quote unquote timeline or how you're related and
The Donkey Kong verse.
yeah, like who are you? Who am I?
Are we assembling
Why are
Monkey
we here?
Avengers?
It's interesting because one of the critiques I had too was the story just kind of goes in. It's like, oh, I'm Donkey Kong, I'm digging. And then all of a sudden you're in this layered situation and all of a sudden Pauline's there, but there's like very little explanation. You're just kind of going. And to me, like there was that logo reveal moment and it's
Mm-hmm.
like, and they're like, here's the moment that we're going to logo you. But to me, the more impressive aspect was when you first see like the big like first layer and they
Yeah.
didn't milk that. They didn't give
No.
you like a view, but after I played the level, I was like, you guys could have milked this and had a Breath of the Wild like even more impressive moment.
Like
Like,
Temple of the Time when you walk out for the
yeah,
first time and see Hyrule.
exactly.
I don't disagree. I suspect this won't be the last DK platformer 3D that we get ever. I think
There's
this
gonna
is
be
going to be
a
successful enough that
Bananza
they
too.
can. Can you imagine if they even opened it up a little bit, like free roam?
Oh my god, yeah.
Insane, insane.
He he's so there's like a big canvas there. They've set the stage and there is so many other ways that they can go. It's pretty amazing. So long story short, it is a game that lives up to the hype for me and
100%.
I would recommend it. I did want to talk about the family friendly aspect of it. We have 5-year-olds. My
Yes.
5-year-old was learning moves and showing me things
Uh
I didn't
huh.
know you could do. The shield, like,
Within 5 seconds, he picked
I,
up the controller and he's spinning on a piece of rock and saying, "Daddy, look, I can do this." I'm like,
I didn't know you could do that. How did you
Yeah.
figure that out? Like, so many things, like, it's intuitive almost to the young mind where the
Yes.
creativity is there. Like, minor spoiler, there are things you can do the game doesn't tell you can do. You can just figure them out. Or, like,
Mhm.
there are, like, sub-menus you can go and try to, like, read up about it. But you can do things without a tutorial, which I think is a
Mhm.
beautiful thing, and the kids are getting it. My daughter, like I said before, just laughed and loves the gameplay.
The smiles are huge.
The
And it's
smiles are
so
huge.
rewarding to see. I will say my 5-year-old seemed a little overwhelmed with the mechanics because he can't read entirely yet.
Mhm.
So what's great is he does ask me to read everything, but I think there is a slight disconnect in the adult type things. I would call them adult type things, like the RPG elements.
Yeah.
All the different currencies and knowing what is what. I think there was a little bit of overwhelm there
Mhm.
because his normal playtime, he might just pick up a controller and play for several hours, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm probably bad dad, but this one, it seems a little bit more, I'm going to play for 30 minutes and then I'm going to go take a break. But maybe that'll change.
Yeah.
And everybody's different, but it is so family friendly.
Yeah, I got the same thing. Like, my daughter played, loved it, laugh, and then for some reason she's like, "Can we turn it off? Like, can we play Mario
Mhm.
Kart?" Like, I don't know if it was the overwhelming of, like, so many things breaking and, like, the colors,
might
and, like,
be.
maybe it's too much for them. I have no idea, but
Quite
yeah,
stimulating to the mind and to like
yeah.
all the colors and explosions and
Young people can't
gold
play
everywhere.
it. I think they get a kick of collecting things. And she's like, "Oh, more gold, jackpot,"
Mhm.
and like she's into that. The story, like, what's interesting about her, she doesn't like enemies and fighting, but in this one she took to it, and I don't know if it was because basically hitting any button will do like some type of offensive thing to get you through the enemies, like, but she learned how to throw the exploding rocks and got a kick out of
Yeah.
that. So
Oh yeah.
normally she's opposed to combat, but in this one she's not. So I was like happy about that. I'm like, great, go get him. And it was very interesting. So I say kids could play. There's not a whole lot of, like, she wasn't scared. She's scared of everything, but she wasn't scared of,
Mhm.
like, the angry monkey faces or like the purple, like any purple like enemy thing.
Right.
She was not scared. So I was like, good, maybe it's the color palette, I don't know, but
Maybe it just doesn't have its hooks in them yet.
yeah.
Like it's got enough of the stuff that has those little addictive tendencies that pull us in.
Mhm.
Like, and I'm trying to equate it when I think back to Odyssey because it's an Odyssey team. Like, what did Odyssey do to my kiddo that this hasn't yet? And I think it's maybe the frequency of the drips and drops, like how many moons you have to go after and how sort of easy it is. Whereas this, there's those little inner world puzzles that you can activate, like the little silver triangles, and then the like portals. I think they're a little bit maybe to the child mind that young,
Yeah.
like prohibitive to, they don't stand out really
Yeah.
unless they've got the purple tape on them.
Wow.
So maybe
Good
it's
point.
maybe it's that.
Yeah, good point.
Whereas Odyssey, it's just everywhere.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, well, that is an amazing game. Oh, you know that sound? We are wrapping it up with the caboose, where we bring
Sir,
you a recommendation outside of the world of gaming. Could be inside the world of gaming, but a recommendation for people to bring a little bit bright, shiny to their life. Eric, what is your caboose recommendation?
so I've actually been thinking about this since we discussed just like, doing the show this week. And I've been all over the place, but I'm going to throw you a curveball because
Yes.
the world is a shit show.
Yes.
There is a theme in some gaming podcast I listen to about intentionality.
Okay.
So I'm going to drop that like
sure,
little
let's
mental health
go.
moment on you.
Yeah.
And so in a world where we're inundated with choice and decision fatigue and feeling like you need to measure up and like need to play this and need to play that, and that's gaming, or need to watch this show and like you got to stay up with the Joneses, is intentionality. And as dads, we have honestly, we have so little time between full-time jobs and dad jobs and spouse jobs. We have very little time. So intentionality of how you spend your time, because time is the only currency that we never get back, it really has stuck out to me this week. And I think, well, not just this week, in the last couple weeks, but knowing where I need to invest things. So I started like trying to watch some TV passively. Again, time. And I thought to myself, I'm like, if I'm not getting enjoyment to the level I want out of it, then is it worth my time?
Yeah, 100%.
You know, I have we all have backlogs, right? We all have games we touched once and may never touch again. And I think it just, or movies or shows or books. And it's just interesting to say to yourself, like, it's okay to not finish something.
Yeah.
Or not start something because your friends are watching it or doing it, or just, I don't know. Just the way the world is breakneck pace, AI accelerating every timeline. Ugh.
Yeah.
But how do you just stop and be, you know, maybe content and intentional? I don't know.
No, that's good.
I didn't think I was going to go there, but
you're very wise. Like, as I get older and as I start thinking about time more, I think it's a maturity thing where you let yourself raise that bar up to say, you know what, I am going to put it down because it's just not good enough. Like, there are other things. And before, I was definitely, I wouldn't call it the backlog, but like, I'm trying to keep up with the Joneses and like get the latest thing, play the latest thing. Like that's been my life for like 25 years.
Same.
It's just being the zeitgeist, but skipping over some things and being okay internally with that choice because you're going on to something else. That is good. You know, that clicks with you. It just may not click with you. And you're like, you know what? I'm not going to try so hard to force it to make it work for me. That's
kind of like having every console, or you know, you have like do I need a PS5 again to play Death Stranding 2? No, I need to say to myself, I don't need to spend the money. It'll come to PC when it comes to PC, and then I'll enjoy it then. You know what I mean? Like,
I know, yeah. I was almost there with the Switch 2. I have
to be okay with that.
I told myself, I'm like, I don't need the Switch 2. I just bought the VR headset earlier this year. I just have like this racing wheel. I have everything all the time. I'm like, I don't need the Switch 2.
No.
Thank God I didn't listen to myself, because I'm over here playing Donkey Kong Bananza.
Can you imagine missing Donkey Kong though? Like, for real, the FOMO that society creates, that's the other part about intentionality, is like, just turn it off. Like, turn off your Twitter, turn off your Instagram, like, just shut it off, put your phone in a drawer and live.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's my takeaway. And it's been, the peace and contentment at the end of the day has been beautiful, because it frees up your brain to really invest in things like this.
Yeah.
Like, whereas before, I don't know how many times have you watched a movie and you're scrolling on your phone and not really watching the movie. I think we all do that.
100%.
Like, just set your phone in another room.
Yeah.
Take it all in.
You're so wise. Teach me your ways.
Thousands of dollars worth of therapy that I can pass it to you, though.
My recommendation is coming actually from Vibrant V in the Megadads community. Shout out to V. Suggested this K-pop Demon Hunters. It's on Netflix, and I'm going to read the little synopsis here. When K-pop superstars Rumi, Mira, and Zoe aren't selling out stadiums, they're using their secret identities as demon hunters to protect their fans from ever-present supernatural danger.
That sounds amazing.
The animation, like, it has that stop motion, like almost the Into the Spider-Verse-ness happening. Vibrant colors. The animations of the faces remind me of a little bit of Seeing Red, if you ever saw the Disney Seeing Red, like where they really turn it up to 11. My plan is to watch this tonight. It is. Is it
like a movie, or is it episodic?
It's a movie.
Cool.
As far as I'm aware, I'm looking at here.
Need a good movie, honestly. It's been too long.
Like, if you're a K-pop fan, like, I just started to learn what K-pop was, like, in the last year. I was like, I didn't know what it was. So I was like looking at like the music and like some of this.
I'm looking at it right now. It looks really cool.
Yeah, so it's like anime It's the production value looks sky high. It looks like it's got humor, it's got action. So check out K-pop Demon Hunters with me. Would you? It looks very fun, and I've heard multiple people saying great things about it besides V. So it's got to be. Put that on your playlist, K-pop Demon Hunters on Netflix. Thank you very much for joining us, everybody. Thank you so much, Eric, for joining us on this episode of Mega Dads Live. Adam, get your ass back in the studio where you belong. I don't want to hear about the next excuse. I need a vasectomy. I need to go to Japan. All these like things that don't matter. You need to be podcasting with your BFFs over here. Thank you for joining us, everybody. We'll see you next time on an episode of Mega Dads Live.